Right for that. Can we start there? Just tell me what that process was like.
Well, Jimmy Buffett, he really loves the mermaids here at Weeki Wachee. He is like one of our #1 fans. And he's always wanted to come here. So it started out kind of slow. He came to do some filming with us in the water. And we swam with him in the spring. And he kind of used it as his backdrop for his concert. Mm-hmm. Well, then the next year came along and he wanted us there on stage with him. And we were just so excited about it. And so we got to go all the way to Tampa, and he performs fins at the very end of his performance. So we're able to be there. We had our own little dressing room next to his, and we were so excited. We got to watch like the whole concert, and he had us on chairs, and they just pulled us across and then pulled us back. But it was for like 20,000 people, and everyone was just so excited, and it was really fun. One of the best things I've done here.
So if I'm correct, the underwater theater has 400 seats?
Give or take, I guess. Maybe a little more depending on the people that come in there and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty big.
So what was it like though performing for 20,000 when you're used to a crowd of 400, give or take a few?
It was nerve-wracking at first, but it was so exciting. Like once you got out there, you kind of could see the people more, and they were waving and doing the fins, and so it got you like it felt like it was all blur for a second because you're just out there in the moment, and it was pretty fun.
Did it feel like a similar kind of joy that you get to bring to the people that come to Weeki Wachee that you got to bring to that crowd? Were they equally excited?
Oh, for sure, because he even said the Weeki Wachee Mermaids, and gives us a shout out. And of course, people in Tampa know who we are and know about the Weeki Wachee Mermaids. So, they screamed and they were happy, and it was a great experience for sure.
Let's back up a little bit. So your name is Stayce. Mm-hmm. How long have you been a Weeki Wachee mermaid?
Well, I've been a mermaid going on 17 years.
Wow.
A long time.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you one of the longest running performers here?
Yes, I am. I currently am. And straight through, I haven't quit in between or anything like that. I guess you could say I really love it.
So what has kept you here for almost 2 decades?
Well, it kind of worked out for me. Being here, and we got to travel a lot. I've gone to London. I've gone all over different aquariums. Also I love training the new girls and kind of passing on my knowledge to them and kind of keeping the history of it alive. When girls they love hearing old stories, and such as the formers tell us funny things, and also.
What?
Well, just funny things that happened in their shows or back in the day, like alligator swam in, or
I've heard about that before.
Things have happened, and it kind of keeps the memory alive. And also being one of the lead mermaids now, I get to be in charge a couple of days, and it's just like different ways of moving up being here. So, and it's just worked out for me. So I've stayed all that time.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Miami, Florida.
So, I've been asking people a lot about Florida and the idea of old Florida that some people are worried is kind of going away as development continues, especially here on the Nature Coast. My grandmother's been here for 25 years, and she says that they used to have to drive 45 minutes to go to a Publix, and now there's 2 within 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like things have changed a lot?
Oh, definitely. But that's what's good about Weeki Wachee is being a state park, keeping, the old Florida alive just a little bit in there, we've been open 70 years, so that's pretty cool. I mean, you can't come here and think it's going to be, like Disney World and crazy rides, but for what it is, it's just people come back from not being here after 20 years or 30 years, and, they remember, and it brings back the old kid in them, when they used to come here, and so I think people really enjoy that, coming back and remembering when they came here when they were 15 or something, and or people always wanting to be a mermaid never could or didn't get a chance to, and it also kind of remains the same, yet still kind of grows as well.
Does it make you feel good to be able to provide that kind of nostalgia for people?
Oh, definitely. It's one of the things that make you feel good about it. And just being a part of it, and everybody, when I get a chance to talk to people out walking around the park, they always have nothing but good things to say and want to get your picture, or, little girls want to run up to you. Like, I just had a little girl run up to me and she's like, Mermaid Stayce, and, it just makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm. I want to talk to you a little bit about the kids that come to see the show, because I think they, at least from my evaluation, seem to be kind of the heart of the park. That they come here and they're really excited to see real mermaids, and they've been waiting for weeks and weeks. And I was sitting next to a little girl on the show that had a picture of mermaid Julia, and she was like, I hope I can see
that
Julia.
Was the girl I met too.
Oh yeah, she was excited today.
Yeah.
Why is it important to have places like this that can keep that magic and that innocence alive for kids?
Well, I think there's a lot of it around, in general. I mean, other theme parks and things, and but to come, mermaids are mystical and magical, and, little girls and boys of all ages, watch The Little Mermaid or read the books, and, there's awe about it and excitement, and they, being able to come here and kind of see it, and believe in it, and it's just magical. And once the curtain goes up, the kids could be crying or getting unsettled, but they're just wow, when the curtain goes up, and it's nice to see that. And getting to meet a mermaid after the show, get pictures, and it's just an experience you'll never really forget.
Can you tell me about when you got this job? Do you remember the day that you got hired?
I actually do. I thought for sure I was not going to get the job, but I had a couple of friends that were mermaids already, and it took me a little while because they became mermaids right out of high school, but I waited a little bit because I was like, I can't do that. I came here, because going to high school, swimming at Buccaneer Bay and watching the mermaid shows, and I thought, I don't think I could do that, But I finally tried out, and I remember thinking I did awful, and I'm not going to get it, I'm going to be so embarrassed. But it was really cool because she was like, well, I'll let you know, the manager at the time. And I was like, okay, and I left thinking, oh God, she's going to let me know, I don't know. But she had already called and left a message on my machine, and she's like, congratulations, you got the job. So when I got home, and I was like, you got the job. I said, I don't know, not yet. And she's like, yes, you did. And she played the message on the, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got it. So it was really exciting. I liked how I left thinking maybe I'm not going to get it. And then by the time I got home, I already knew that I got it. So it was really exciting.
Did you ever think back then, if you told yourself the day that you got this job that 17 years later you'd still be a mermaid and you'd still be happy to be doing it, what would that younger version of you think of that?
I wouldn't have believed it. I mean, it just was something I really love. And, not everybody might feel that way, but it's enough to where, I feel the last 17 years weren't even that long. I think it went by so fast, and just being able to enjoy it still and still have fun with it is a good thing. So I can't imagine now doing anything else other than this. So, and I guess it all worked out.
Yeah, I saw on the mermaid roster online, one of the girls, I'm not sure which one, said that she just felt lucky to have a job that she loved and that not everybody had that. And I think that's, well, you can tell me, is that the sense that a lot of the women feel here?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the water's cold for sure. But eventually, once you get in and you're performing, you're a character, you get into your character mode, and, we're really close. It's a family here, and so it's kind of like working with your family, and, we just laugh a lot, and, it's a live show, so things might happen. I'm like, oh no, after the show, we'll talk about it and laugh, and, it's just a really cool experience to do, and everybody's just grateful that once they get going and doing it, realizing how cool it is, there's really no other job that can compare to it.
Well, I think it's a really cool thing that you guys do here, and I want to say thank you for talking to me.
You're welcome. Thank you for talking to me.
What do you like about Florida? What do you like about living here and working here? Especially since you're working so much in nature.
I love the beaches in Florida. They're so nice, but whenever I come to the spring, it's definitely a different environment from the beaches. Working here has been so nice. I love being in the water. It's the best time.
What's it like being underwater for so long?
It's different. It's a lot different from breathing above water, and you have to just tell yourself, stay under. You have air right next to you.
What's the best part of your job?
Just seeing a kid's face when they see me.
What you said though, the fact that kids see you and they totally believe in you and there's that wonder when they look at you, do you think that that's an important job that you do?
Yes, it is. And when little kids ask me, oh, my dream's a mermaid, always go for it. Don't ever give up. Don't let nobody talk about it. If being a mermaid is what you want to do, go for it.
Was being a mermaid your dream?
Yes and no. My sister has been a mermaid for 5 years. When I would come watch her swim, I'd be like, oh, this is what I want to do. Like, this looks like so much fun. So then I came and tried out, and I got the job.
I was listening to the show, and I haven't been here since I was a little girl. And when they started doing the "We've Got the World by the Tail" song, I started tearing up completely unexpectedly, just because it reminded me so much of being 3 and 4 years old. Do you have that experience a lot when older people come and they bring their kids or they bring their grandkids, and you can just see that they're remembering coming here as a younger person?
Yes, the older adults that say, oh, we came here 20 years ago, 30 years ago, they're it's definitely changed, but it does remind them of when they were a little kid, and whenever they see their kids, they think of them.
Do you feel like you have a special job because you can give people that feeling when they come back here?
Yes, especially when older mermaids come and I don't know them, and they're like, oh, we were a mermaid back whenever they were, and I was like, no, that's crazy, it's so cool, I hope it's the same. And then they'll be like, yeah. The other day I was like, oh, this girl's dry. She's like, oh, I remember those terms, being dry. And I was like, that's so cool, that they got to experience what I'm experiencing now.
Yeah, I was watching one of the vintage videos that you can find online, and it was all about how a mermaid gets hired and then she gets to live in a villa with a house mother. And it seems like things have changed, but having talked to those, I think, legacy mermaids, they call them, what has changed?
Nothing has changed really, because once you become a mermaid, it's always going to be a family. Then no matter what, we argue like we're sisters, but at the end of the day, we love each other.
Is the park always changing and always improving?
Yes, the park has definitely improved since I've worked here. The animal show, the boat ride, everything has gotten so much better, and it's beautiful here.
Everywhere that you look around here, there's pictures of mermaids. Past mermaids, current mermaids, calendars, group photos, individual photos. What's it like having to be in character so much and do so many photo shoots as your character of mermaid, Kelley?
Well, I think about it when I grow older and I see these pictures. Hopefully I'll be up there. And then I get to show my kids, and like, oh, this is what I got to do, and for them to see that, and also for other little kids whenever and they get old, and they're like, oh, I took a picture with Mermaid Kelley, and then here I am, and they have a picture to show me off.
I think it's important to keep this place alive because it's so simple and it's just so magical, and everything around it seems to be changing a lot. Do you think that it is important to keep this how it is and keep it here in Florida?
Yes, I do. I think hopefully when I'm in 40 years from now, I can be able to bring my kids here and they can bring their kids, and then we can all just have a wonderful day because I was a mermaid.
Do you have anything else that you want to say about your job or about Weeki Wachee or about Florida?
Never give up on your dreams.
So my name is Mermaid Kaitlyn. I'm one of the underwater performers, better known as mermaids though, at Weeki Wachee Spring State Park.
And what did you just get finished doing?
Well, I am still in my training practice, or my trainee process, but we just got finished with our version of The Little Mermaid by Hans Christian Andersen.
Mm-hmm. And were you underwater for that performance?
No, I was not underwater, so currently I'm a trainee, which means I'm practicing for the roles of the sisters in that performance.
And were you outside meeting little girls or no?
I was. So I just got done posing. So after each of the shows, I get to put on a tail and one of our sparkly tops, and I sit out in our posing area and I get to meet all of the people that get to watch the show, all of our guests that come to the park, which is super exciting.
And what's that like, seeing those little kids that really look up to you and aspire to be like mermaids or dream about mermaids or have always wanted to meet a mermaid?
It's so much fun, honestly. That's one of the best parts of the job, is being able to see these girls. They just get done watching the show and seeing, oh my gosh, mermaids are real, and I'm watching them in real life. And then they come over to you and they ask all the questions and they say, oh, well, I have a mermaid tail at home. And so it's so much fun being able to say, well, just keep practicing and then you can come to the spring and swim with us one day. So it's fun being able to see them live their dreams.
Where are you from?
I'm from Newport Richey, Florida, so I live about 30-45 minutes away from Weeki Wachee.
Have you seen a lot of change in this area in the Gulf Coast since you've been living here? Has it gotten more developed or anything like that?
Oh, for sure, definitely. From growing up here as a kid with orange groves everywhere and lots of land, and now I went away to college and I went to USF and I got my degree there. Even coming home after 4 or 5 years, it's like, oh my goodness, there's a new store on every corner. There's a ton more people that are living around here now, and a lot of people actually know about Little Newport Richey and Spring Hill, Florida now, which back when I was growing up, nobody had any clue what it was. So definitely more developed.
Why do you think it's important to have places like Weeki Wachee that really maintain that old charm of old Florida?
I love it. I mean, it's like we're kind of have a little piece in the history of Florida. We've been around for 70 years now. We just celebrated our 70th anniversary. So, and it's just so much fun being able to see and meet people who come to the park now that are in their 60s and 70s and 80s. And they said, oh, I came here when I was a kid and now I'm coming back and it's even better than ever. So it's really exciting to know that we're kind of part of that history now.
Could you tell me a little bit about the process of getting this gig? How did you audition? How did you hear about it?
So since I grew up down the road, I was a kid and I would come here and I loved the water and just any part of being by the water. So I had always wanted to work here and be a mermaid. So I came in for the audition and I did a swim test. They have to make sure you're comfortable in the water, which is very important in our job. And then I got hired and now I'm a trainee, so that means I come here and I normally practice 2 to 3 times every day in between our actual shows. So I get in the water and I practice our choreography. We started with dry practice, which you got to see a little bit of this morning. So we play the music and we run through the arms and we run through what we're going to be doing with our legs. We get in the water and we surface train, so we just take a big breath of air on the surface, push ourselves down as far as we can go, do as much of the choreography as possible, then come back up, take a breath, and do that. And so that's how we would practice. Then you slowly make your way onto the hoses, and then you can start incorporating all of it together, the choreography and the hoses, and staying down for 30-45 minutes. And then eventually you get into your first show.
What's it like being underwater for that long?
I love it. Honestly, it's a different world for me. It's very freeing. I feel more comfortable in the water than I do out of the water sometimes. So I love it. It's like even if you're having the worst day ever, you jump in the spring and you get down there and you're like, okay, it's time to perform. I'm going to do what I love. And you get to make people smile, even though I'm just training. Still, you get to meet kids and see their reactions, and it's amazing.
About making people smile, is that really the best part of the job?
Oh yeah, being able to swim and make people smile, water swimming, that's the best of both worlds. You can't beat it.
What is it like working with all these other women?
It's a blast. It really gives you something to look forward to for me, especially because we do have the formers come back and they swim. So it's ladies who are 62 to 78 and they're coming and swimming. It really gives you something to look forward to. And like I said, I'm training right now. So you go from a trainee to a novice to mermaid status. So you're constantly working on something. You always have something to work towards. And you always have something to say, okay, I want to be like Stacey, or I want to be like some of the ladies that come back, our legendary sirens. You know.
Does it feel like kind of a family that you have these women that were performing here in the 60s and, you know, now they're almost 80 years old, but they still come back to perform, and you have women that you still work with that are older and more experienced?
Oh, it definitely does. And you get to pick their brains because they give you advice. It's just like a family. Like your grandma passes down advice and then your mom passes down more. It's the girls who have been here for even just a few months before me give me advice. Oh, when I was training, this is what I would do to feel comfortable in the water. And so, you know, you kind of pick up little pieces. And the ladies who come back are so sweet. They are like sisters. Everybody here is. But the ladies come back and swim and they really are like a big family. It's awesome.
all the kids, when the turtle showed up in the last show, started screaming, "Turtle, there's a turtle!"
And they just can't believe people really think that we're in a pool or we're in some kind of separate, entity, and it's like, no, they can swim over to us whenever they want to. We're really there. These are real animals.
Is that something that makes this place special, that you're not in a tank, you're not in an aquarium, you're actually in a naturally occurring spring?
Definitely. It's all natural. We don't have anything, over our eyes, nothing holding our nose. It's all just us and the animals in the spring.
And I don't think there's many places around the rest of Florida, at least, or the rest of the country that I know of, I'm from New England, that have this kind of like natural magic that's just preserved in time.
I mean, I haven't heard of any places like that, so I think we got the leg up on them there.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.